So you think you know everything about real estate, do you? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm about to prove you wrong. There are some pretty bizarre, ridiculous, interesting, and even funny things that have happened in the real estate world. I'm going to show you verifiable real estate facts that will shock, entertain, and amaze you. Brace yourself. Fact number 1. Warren Buffett, everybody's favorite American billionaire in his 80s, otherwise known as the Oracle of Omaha. This guy is currently worth just north of 80 billion US dollars. To this day, Warren Buffett still lives in the same house that he bought in 1958 for a grand total of $31,500. Now, granted, the value of the US dollar has certainly changed since 1958, but even after adjusted for inflation, this comes out to somewhere in the neighborhood of $275,000. And of course, when you account for appreciation at this property, it's now worth an estimated $652,000. And even then, this property is worth less than 0.0001% of Warren Buffett's total wealth. This house is 6,570 square feet. It has 5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and by all accounts, it looks like a pretty decent house. But I guess it begs the question, if you were worth $80 billion, what kind of house would you live in? Fact number 2. Most people don't realize it, but McDonald's is not a burger flipping restaurant chain. It's one of the biggest real estate portfolios in the world. The way it works is the franchisees will do the burger flipping while McDonald's gets paid handsomely for owning the best commercial real estate all over the world. Seriously, think about any McDonald's location you've ever been to, because there's a pretty good chance it's an awesome place to have any kind of a restaurant. And that's one of the keys to McDonald's huge success over the years. One of the key goals that McDonald's has is to buy properties that it thinks either currently are or will be very, very good locations for a McDonald's restaurant. And then if or when those locations turn out to not be as great as they thought, then they can sell them off. But the other huge source of revenue that McDonald's has through its real estate is they charge not only the franchise fee in order for those franchisees to use the McDonald's name, but they also charge rent to these franchisees in order to use these amazing locations. And as you can imagine, because McDonald's does such high volume and they sell so much food every single year, it produces enough revenue for those franchisee operators to then pay that rent to McDonald's, the corporation. And when you finally sit back and realize how the McDonald's machine works, you gotta say, well played, guys. Fact number 3. Perhaps you've heard of the Burj Khalifa, which is currently the tallest building in the world, located in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Now, obviously, in order for any building these days to stake the claim of being the tallest one in the world, it has to really, really be tall. And yes, this building is absolutely massive. It's so big, in fact, that you can watch the sunset from the base of the building, get into an elevator, go to the very top of the building, look out the window, and watch the sunset all over again. This thing is so tall that you can actually see the effects of the curvature of the Earth simply by going from the bottom to the top. Now, if that's not impressive, I don't know what is. Fact number 4. If you've ever been fascinated by historic buildings, you are gonna love the ancient pyramids in Egypt. These things are so old that even the ancients would consider them to be ancient. Built in 2560 BC, there's a lot of stuff that happened after the pyramids were built. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and is the only one of those ancient wonders to remain largely intact. The Great Pyramid was the tallest man-made structure in the world for more than 3,800 years after it was constructed. And if you've ever heard of the Wooly Mammoth, one of these extinct creatures that only lived during the Ice Age, well, guess what? This animal went extinct in 1650 BC, which was over 1,000 years after the ancient pyramids were constructed. These buildings are truly one of the oldest and most well-preserved relics that we have of the ancient world. It's fascinating when you think of how many things happened after these pyramids were built. Fact number 5. If you live in a state that has way too many outdoor advertising billboards on the side of every highway, you might consider moving to a place like Vermont, Alaska, Hawaii, or Maine. All 4 of these states have outright banned outdoor advertising billboards. The idea behind these laws is basically to keep from detracting from the state's natural beauty and also to eliminate distractions for drivers on the side of the road. Fact number 6. Have you ever sat back in your free time and just thought deeply about the question, which of the 50 states is the northernmost, the easternmost, and the westernmost state? Well, I got the answer for you, and the answer to all 3 of those questions is Alaska. That's right, Alaska is not just the northernmost state, it's also the furthest one to the west and the furthest one to the east. Now, the first time I heard about it, I thought it was crazy until I did a little bit of digging and found out where the anti-meridian is. And this is the line that separates the eastern from the western hemisphere around the entire world. And this line cuts right through the Pacific Ocean, and even though the bulk of Alaska's landmass falls to the east of Hawaii, if you follow the Aleutian Islands as far as they go to the west, you'll actually cross over into the eastern hemisphere, which makes Alaska not only the westernmost, but also the easternmost state in the United States. Pretty interesting, huh? Fact number 7. If you've ever been curious about how much the White House in Washington, D.C. is worth in terms of fair market value, there's actually an answer for that. Not long ago, the real estate website Movado enlisted the help of a Washington, D.C. area real estate expert to appraise the value of this property. And when you take inventory of the White House's 132 rooms, 55,000 square feet, swimming pool, bowling alley, movie theater, and not to mention the simple historic value of the property, it could actually feasibly be worth upwards of $1 billion. But based simply on the property's size and location, the estimated appraised value by Jason Coitz of the Coitz Group came out to somewhere in the neighborhood of $110 to $115 million. It's actually not the most expensive home in America, and there are homes of other world leaders that are worth far in excess of what the White House is worth. But even so, I think we can all agree the White House would be a pretty nice place to live. And the 8th and final fact I'm going to share with you in this video has to do with Lake Superior. Now, it goes without saying, Lake Superior is really big. Just looking at the surface area of this lake, it's the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's actually larger than the areas of Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Hampshire combined. Lake Superior contains as much water as all the other Great Lakes combined, and here's a real kicker. There is enough water in Lake Superior to flood all of North and South America to a depth of 1 foot. Now, I'm not sure how or why that would ever happen, but let's all hope and pray it never does. And with that, that wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys found this interesting. If you enjoyed it, then by all means, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite fact was. Let me know if you know of any other interesting real estate facts. For more interesting, fascinating, crazy, and bizarre real estate facts, be sure to click on the link in the description of this video where I'll show you a total of 35 facts just like the ones we talked about here in this video. And of course, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.